Hey y'all, it's Megan, and in this video we are sewing up the curved hem version of the Whitney top. This one also has the long sleeve with thumb hole. If you want to see the other options sewn up, I will leave them in the description down below. The first step is going to be to sew the shoulder seams. So I have my back piece with the right side up, and I'm going to put one front piece right sides together, aligning those top raw edges at the shoulder, and then take the other front piece and do the same right sides together and pin it together at the shoulder. You're going to sew these together using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Next, you're going to take your neckband and fold it in half with the wrong sides together. And then you're going to quarter the neckband by folding it in half to find the center back. And then you're going to fold each end to the center back to find the quarter point. And then you're going to do the same thing with the neckline. So you are going to find the center back neckline by folding it in half. And then you're going to take each front end of the bodice and match it to that center back point and place a pin there. I also like to go ahead and split each quarter point in half. As you can see here, I'm matching those pins and placing another pin. This is because the band and neckline is quite long, and so I find it easier if I have more points to match so that the neckband is stretched really evenly. And you're going to do this on each side of the bodice, and you can see I've done that there. Then you're going to take your neckband and match the raw edges of the neckband to the neckline, matching all of the quarter points that you have made. And you're just going to pin it in place. And your neckband is going to stretch slightly to match the neckline. Then you are going to sew the neckband to the bodice using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then you are going to press that seam toward the bodice, and you can top stitch this in place if you would like. Next, we're going to work on our sleeve. So lay your bodice out flat, and you are going to pin your sleeve with the right sides together. That center notch is going to match the shoulder seam. And then on the adult version, there are single notches to match on the front bodice and double notches to match on the back bodice. For the youth, you will just match each end of the sleeve to the edge of the bodice, and then you will ease the sleeve in place, placing a few pins to hold it. Once you have that sleeve pinned on, then you are going to sew it together using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And you are going to repeat this with the other side and the other sleeve as well. Next, you are going to press a 1/2 inch toward the wrong side on the bottom curved edge of each of your front bodice pieces. And then you are going to edge stitch that in place. Again, this is on both front pieces. You are hemming them. Then once you have them both hemmed, then you are going to give them a nice press, and then you can go ahead and set your bodice pieces aside for a moment while we work on our ties. You are going to press your tie pieces in half with the right sides together, and you are going to stitch them together along the long edge and then on one short edge with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. If you're doing the wide ties before stitching them together, you can cut one short edge at a diagonal if you want your bow to come to a point at the end. And you're going to do this with both your tie pieces. You should have a short tie and a long tie. Then you are going to use your favorite turning tool or a safety pin to flip them right sides out and then go ahead and give them a nice press. You can double check your tie length measurements with the cutting chart in the pattern or your pattern piece if you want, because I find that sometimes they stretch out a little bit during this process. Then you are going to lay one curved bodice out flat with the right side up, and you are taking your long tie piece and you are going to pin it to the side with the neckband. And then your short tie piece is going to be pinned between the notches along the side seam on the same bodice. And once you have these pinned in place, you are going to baste them together about 3/8 inch from the edge. Next, we're working on our side seam. So I have my back bodice laid flat with the right side up, and I'm going to take the bodice with the ties and pin it to that back bodice. Since our front bodices are already hemmed, your back bodice should have a 1/2 inch overhang along the bottom. So I measure that 1/2 inch and then I'm pinning it together from the sleeve edge down to the hem on this side. I'm just making sure that my ties are toward the center and out of the way as I'm pinning. And on the other side where the bodice curves up, the curved edge is going to go between the notches on the other front bodice. So I kind of lay it flat, making sure those ties are out of the way. And then I'm going to pull the other front bodice over so it is also right sides together, measuring the bottom to make sure that there is a 1/2 inch overhang on that back bodice. And then again, I am pinning this in place, making sure that the sleeve seams and hem edge match up. And then making sure, here's those 2 notches, and then there is the curved edge of that bottom bodice. And I am making sure that those 2 are layered in place. And I'm just pinning it together here. I take my time to really make sure everything is matched up and everything is in place. The 1/2 inch overhang on the back bodice is going to flip up and over that hemmed curved edge. So you can see I flipped it up and over and I'm pinning it in place and doing the same thing on the other side. Up and over and then pinning that in place. And then the curved edge on the top bodice that is layered, again, is going between those 2 notches on the bottom front bodice. And there's everything pinned. Now, I like to first use my sewing machine to baste this together from the bottom hem to that notch so that when I take it to the serger, nothing is out of place and gets pulled or moved funny out of the way. And I'm going to baste this along each side seam again from that flipped bottom hem to the notches. If you did the long sleeve, then I like to use my sewing machine with a stretch stitch to sew from the notch down to the sleeve hem. And you can use any stretch stitch you would like here. I use a longer triple stitch. And then I also sew from the top notch up a few inches. And this is so that one, I have a really nice, clean seam and finish on the thumb hole opening. I find it much easier than trying to serge off perfectly at those notches. And then I will go back once I have this sewn on each side and use my serger to finish the rest of the seam. So you are leaving between the notches unsewn. If your fabric is not holding a press or a little bit thin, you can add some knit interfacing or hem tape to the unsewn portion on each edge so that it makes top stitching this easier in the next step. So once I have that sewn, I'm going to take it to my serger and finish the entire seam using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and I'm doing this along each side of the side seam. Then you're going to top stitch around that opening that you left. So I cut into where I sewed with the sewing machine, not through that stitch line, just to it, and then press that seam open. This is a little fussy to sew, especially the smaller use sizes. So what I like to do is flip it the sleeve right side out and then sew from the inside of that sleeve opening. And you are top stitching all around that unsewn portion to create the thumb hole. And then after you sew this on both sides, give it a really nice press. Then we need to hem the bottom of the sleeve. So I'm just repressing that memory crease that we made earlier. It is a 1/2 inch hem here, and then edge stitching it in place along both sides, and then again giving it a nice press. The last step is going to be to hem the back bodice. So when you flip from the side seams right side out, the back edge on each side will already be flipped a 1/2 inch. And then you need to just press between the side seams a 1/2 inch toward the wrong side, and then edge stitch that hem in place and give it a really nice press once you're done. Again, you're just stitching the hem from side seam to side seam since the front bodices are already hemmed. And then your Whitney pattern is complete. As always, if you have any questions, you can leave them down below and I will try to answer them. If you sew a Whitney up, we would love to see it. Post it in our Facebook group or tag me on Instagram at Made for Mermaids, hashtag Made for Mermaids Patterns, hashtag Whitney Pattern.